Hi again and welcome to the section on mixing. Near the end of the level 1 course we give the track a sort of brush over as far as mixdowns go, and I just want to do the same thing this time around. Like I said before, at this point in the track we're simply aiming to get a cohesive balance between all of the different elements, so using tools such as volume editing, padding, EQing, maybe even compression and so on, we can do just that. So we won't look at anything too difficult in a beginner's course. But what I'll do is drag every fader in the mixer down to 0 and begin with the drums. Now once we get them sitting nicely, we can then adjust the other faders in a way that sounds appropriate around the drum balance. So let's just go ahead and highlight every insert and bring it down to 0. And starting with the kick drum, I'll bring it down to around -9 dB to begin with. I think previously it was louder than this. And I'm also going to merge it to mono. And now basically we can just go through the rest of the drums one by one, bringing them in. So I'll highlight all three of these inserts here and bring them up. Sometimes this mixer sort of grouping's a bit sort of fickle, so you might want to just do it individually. I still think we're having a bit of problems with that delay. It's still going on too long, so what I'll do is go back in and I'll disable bank 2 to begin with and see how that sounds. Okay, so that's a bit better. What I often do is sort of mono or sort of lessen the stereo field of clap reverbs in particular because they play so often that they can get in the way. And it's not too bad in this song, but I'll just sort of maybe squeeze it in just a little bit. Okay, so that sounds about good for the drums. Now we can move on to the effects. So let's turn them on with the drums. And since they're all linked to one master fader, we may have to do some edits on the actual channel volume tab here. I'm going to pan this the two short effects, one left and one just slightly right as well. We could also maybe do the same with these sweeps here. Again, feel free to experiment with these settings and kind of just go with whatever you think sounds best. So we'll move on for now. We may need to come back to the effects when everything else is going and see how they sound. Let's go onto the pad then. I'll actually start with the lead synth first, as that's one of the main elements in the song. I'll need to put the sidechain in there. And I'll go over to the other synth now. I'm going to pan the pad slightly to the left and the second synth to the right. Again, just kind of widening the stereo field slightly each time. This could also do with some EQ. I'll just solo it out for a moment. And as you can see, there's actually quite a lot of, well, a fair amount of low end energy here that we don't really need. We could also maybe ease just up slightly on the sidechain. Right there is just slightly better. So let's also get this clap effect in a bit more. So it's way too loud at the moment. I'm going to leave it out where there's already quite a lot of effects happening, so I'll just choose the spots in the track where there's not, a lot going on. So now the key layer. I'll go back to the main climax here and just reference from that. So as you can hear, that reverb makes quite a big difference. And finally is just this kick drum with the high pass on it. So let's find it on the playlist here. I'd also maybe put the clap effect in there. Okay, so that's not sounding too bad at all. Now we have about 6 decibels of headroom left for the next section, where we're going to go on and take a look at sort of quick brief overview at mastering. So we'll finish this up and I'll see you there.